how are you today?
Hello, I'm pretty fine, and you?
I'm fine as well. Okay, so let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's do something different now, all right? Articulation exercises, tongue exercises.
Let's.
All right, let me share a screen with you because we're gonna go with Lady Tina. She's an expert in verbal fluency and articulation exercises for clear speech.
Okay.
As she tells us, we're going to follow her lead, follow her instructions, and do the exercises with her, all right?
All right.
So let's get to it.
Tongue curl and point. This is especially good for sounds with L and dark L's like all, and R's, TH, th, and Z's, z. What you're gonna do first is to curl your tongue all the way back so the tip of your tongue should touch the roof of your mouth. And then you want to point your tongue straight out. So the tip of your tongue should go straight out. Now, in order to make your tongue as pointy as possible, you do want to close in your mouth. So don't try to do this. Try to close in your mouth. So you're gonna do a combination of those two. First, you'll put your tongue back for 10 seconds, and then you'll point it out for 10 seconds. We're gonna do it 3 times, so let's go ahead and do it right now. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Curl it back. And forward. And back. And forward. And back. And forward. Final one, back. And forward. The next exercise we're going to do is scraping your tongue.
This trains the middle of your tongue and is good for R's and U's.
So first you're gonna have the tip of your tongue all the way to the front side of your teeth. So if you think about it, these are my front side of the teeth, and this is the tongue, just slap it in there. And so the tip of the tongue is touching the front side, and then you want to actually scrape the bottom like so. You wanna scrape it back. So it's a little bit like this. For scraping of the tongue, we do this 10 times. So let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. Do it once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5th time, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Next is for the th sound, and this is very unique to the English language. So if you do especially come from another country, or if again you've done some dental work, or this is something that you've been struggling with, this is how you fix it. So what you want to do is stick out your tongue only slightly so the tip of your tongue is out. And then you push your lips together in order to blow out from the center. Make sure it's not from the sides, but from the center of your mouth, like this. Not like this. We're going to do this for a whole entire breath. So you're going to breathe in and breathe out the the sound. Okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale with the TH. Again, inhale, exhale with the TH. One more time, inhale and exhale with the TH. Congratulations, you just did the TH sound exercise. This exercise, I call it the vowel song because it's for all of your vowels. A, E, I, O, U. You need your tongue to have this strengthened. What you're going to do is have the tip of the tongue touch the front teeth, and you're going to flap your tongue up and down from the back. So you want to train the back of your tongue. Your tip of the tongue still remains at the bottom of the teeth, the front side. So the tip of the tongue does not move in this case. It does not move. So keep it there at the bottom of the front teeth and just move the back of your tongue up and down. We're going to do this 10 times. Let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Congratulations, you just completed the vowel song tongue exercise.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
This is like gym for your face and for your tongue and for your cheeks, right?
Yes.
This is actually good to be done like every day, you know. If you can do it like every morning when you wake up, then you start feeling the difference after a month or 2 months. It's like going to the gym, you know. You don't immediately become strong when you first go to the gym, you know. You have to work out for a couple of months to start feeling the difference, right? And so the same thing with articulation exercises. It's very nice because if you do this every day, Míriam, you can follow Lady Tina. She teaches many exercises. And if you do this every day, your pronunciation gets better and actually your articulation while speaking gets, you know, much better.
Okay.
So, good. Stop sharing for a while. Let me ask you now. Do you know what business forecasting is?
Forecasting?
Business forecasting. Do you know what it is?
No.
When you're trying to figure out and trying to predict what's going to happen in the future of your business or your market, you're doing forecasting.
Okay.
Let me talk to you about the 2 methods of forecasting. The quantitative method, okay? And we have the qualitative method, okay? Quantitative method of forecasting, you take into account the history and the previous numbers, okay? So you try to calculate, potential results, right? And qualitative, it's when you don't have as much data, so you don't have many values, many numbers, you know, to try to predict something. So you have to rely on experts, or you have to try to, you know, analyze everything kind of subjectively and make a guess, you know, and guess.
Okay, rely on experts.
Future trends. Starting point, Míriam. Can you read here? What?
Yes. What global issues are most often in the news? Example, global warming, aging population.
So Míriam, what global issues are most often in the news?
The entire world fears the shortage, I think the word is shortage of water, the clean water. I don't know if I can say that, but the USA elections as well is a global issue at this moment.
It certainly is, yeah. Election. Okay. Number 2, Míriam, can you read?
Which issues are you most worried about? Why? Well, I have to say it's shortage of clean water.
Oh, the shortage of clean water. Why, Míriam?
Yes.
Why are you worried about?
Because it's impossible to live without water, without clean water.
Here in Itajaí, we would know, right? Because we've been like almost a month first without water and then without clean water, right?
It's
you only realize
problem.
how much you need water when you actually run out. Yeah.
Totally true.
So let's go to working with words, Míriam. Global issues.
Okay.
Number 1, discuss if you think these sentences are true or false. Can you read number 1 here, Míriam?
Okay, the amount of usable water in the world is decreasing.
What do you think? It's true?
True.
Why do you think it is decreasing?
Because the demand of water is getting bigger and bigger, because the population is increasing every year, so we need more and more water.
Okay.
And our reserves are finite, so
finite.
It's decreasing.
I believe the word is finite we're trying to use.
Okay.
How about number 2?
The world will need more and more water in the future. I think it's true. The population is increasing more and more, and in the future, more and more water.
Okay. Number 3, Míriam.
We consume more water than we think. True. I've watched a documentary on Netflix and they were talking about it. A lot of water we consume, or we need to produce some things, and we have no idea. Too much water. And I didn't know. I thought it's just the water we use to drink, to take a shower, to clean our houses or our clothes, and that's it. But no, there is a lot more.
How about number 4, Míriam?
Water is used to produce a lot of consumer products, such as clothing. True.
It's true. Okay.
Yes.
Number 5, Míriam.
The problem of water only exists in certain parts of the world. False. No, it's in the entire world.
The entire world. The world is one thing, right? You can't. We try to humans try to separate the world, draw imaginary lines and say it's separate, but it's one big thing, right? It's a world problem.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to number 2. Read the text and compare with your ideas in 1. Okay. Crisis. What crisis? So Míriam, let's make it a verbal fluency exercise again. Okay. You're just gonna read, trying to understand what you're reading.
The Earth is getting hotter because of climate change, and this is having a negative effect on water resources in many countries. At the same time, there is a rising demand for water, which comes from population growth and the economic development of countries like China and India. In years to come, it is likely that the world's water supply will no longer be able to meet water supply will no longer be able to meet the demand. In countries with lots of water, it is easy to think that the water shortage isn't a problem. In the UK, for example, the price of water is quite low, and the average person consumes 145 liters per day, considerably less than in many developed countries. However, large quantities of water are used to make the products we consume. 15,500 liters for a kilo of beef, 2,700 liters for a cotton t-shirt. If you include all this virtual water, the average daily consumption in the UK is around 4,500 liters per person, of which 3,000 liters are important, according to the environmental charity WWF, Worldwide Fund of Nature. A recent study describes the water situation in the world as a serious threat to economic growth and our food supply. If we don't stop thinking about water as somebody else's problem, this situation could soon turn into a global crisis.
So, Míriam, now that you have read the text, what is the text saying?
We use so much more water than we think. And we have to be careful with the quantity, how we use, how we care about this problem.
Okay. Number 3, Míriam, can you read? How do you think?
Yeah. How do you think the water situation could have an effect on economic growth? What can we do to reduce water consumption?
Careful with consumption, okay?
Consumption,
Yes.
okay. Consumption.
So first off, how do you think the water situation could have an effect on economic growth?
Agriculture needs a lot of water. Some kind of plants need irrigation and transportation of water for other places. And if you don't have water, you don't have how to cultivate this kind of food.
And Míriam, what can we do to reduce water consumption?
Maybe reducing the time taking a shower.
I have to be worried about showers because of my hair, you know. I take such long showers,
it's a big problem for you.
You know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole routine of hair. The hair is a problem for me, you know.
Big problem.
Big
yes.
problem. I know I shouldn't wash it every day, but I can't help it, you know. I can't help it. I just let the water, you know, wash over my hair and every day.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's a big problem.
Okay, Míriam. So now let's go to number 4. Okay, match the phrases in bold in the text in 2 to the definitions 1 to 8. All right. Can you read number 1?
A possible dangerous situation.
A possible dangerous situation, Míriam.
Serious threat.
Serious threat. All right. Number 2, Míriam.
An increase in the need of something.
In the need for something.
For something. Rising demand.
Rising demand. Okay. Number 3.
An improvement in the financial situation of a country. It's economic development.
Economic development. Right. Number 4.
A very difficult situation in the world. It's the global crisis.
Global crisis. Crisis? What crisis?
5. It's an increase in the number of people. Population growth.
Population growth.
A situation where there is not enough water. The water shortage.
Right. Number 7.
Increases in temperature and their effects. Climate change.
And number 8.
The amount of water available in the world. Or water supply.
Let us check. Very nice, Míriam. Very nice. All right, Míriam. Let's go to number 6. Listen to a radio show about the future of oil and say what these numbers refer to. So pay a lot of attention to audio, Míriam.
Audio, okay.
And especially to identify what these numbers actually are referring to.
13.1.
Welcome to Energy Futures, and today energy expert Judy Collins is here to talk to us about the car industry. Judy, we're producing more and more cars in the world every year. How will this growth affect oil prices?
Well, Andy, industry analysts don't agree on this. Certain experts say the demand for oil will increase dramatically. Oil companies will have to find new sources of oil, and this will be very expensive. One report estimates that a 5% oil shortage could lead to a big price rise, maybe up to 400%. If that happened, we would have a very big oil crisis.
And this crisis would really threaten the automobile industry. I think about 60% of oil in the world is used to produce petrol for cars. Is that right?
Yes, indeed. But it's not only a question of petrol. Oil is also used to make plastics and other materials used in cars. About 20 barrels of oil are needed to produce just one vehicle. Some analysts have forecast that the car will become a luxury item once again. Too expensive for most people.
But all these predictions seem very extreme. Is this really likely to happen?
No, I don't think so. I think there are reasons to be positive. Firstly, I think the technology is improving rapidly. Every year, new cars are using less and less petrol. Studies have shown that if we can reduce petrol consumption by 2.5% a year, oil demand will remain stable. We're doing this now.
So you don't think the oil situation will get worse?
No, I don't. Also, many new sources of gas have been found in recent years. Gas can be used as an alternative to petrol in vehicles, but also for heating and production of electricity. And we're not going to run out of gas because we have enough reserves for 200 years.
Well, that's a very positive message. Join us after the break when Judy is going to be telling us about the latest technology in electric cars.
Okay, now I'm curious about electric cars.
Yeah, me too. So Míriam, 5%. What does this percentage refer to?
5% is the possible oil shortage.
Okay. 5% oil shortage causes something, right?
400% a possible increase of the price of oil.
That's right. How about the 60%?
It's the oil necessary to produce petrol for cars.
Which in American English is gasoline or petrol.
Yeah.
In British English. Right. How about 20, Míriam?
Whoa, the number of barrels of oil used to produce one single car.
How about 2.5%?
Decrease in petrol consumption needed for oil demand to remain stable.
And 200?
200 years for which we have gas available to use.
Oh yes, very good, Míriam. Very good. So let me. All right. Now that you have switched your headset, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, better. So much better.
Very nice. So now we're going to do exercise 7, okay? So you will read the sentences from 1 to 6, starting with 1, of course, and then you'll try to figure out which of these ones are actually gonna go in the blank spaces, okay? Can you read number 1?
Yes. How will this growth oil prices affect?
Affect, all right.
Yes.
How about number 2?
One report estimated that a 5% shortage could lead to a big price rise.
One report estimates, okay.
Estimates.
Number 3.
This crisis would really threaten the automobile industry.
Number 4.
Some analysts have forecast that the car will become a luxury item.
Okay, careful with analysts.
Analysts?
And luxury.
Luxury.
There
Oh,
you
luxury.
go. Luxury, yes.
Hey, luxury.
Number 5.
So, you don't think the oil situation will get worse?
Right. Number 6.
We're not going to run out of gas because we have enough reserves.
We're not going to run out of gas. All right. Let us check.
Run out of.
Really good. I'm not going to do the clap, clap, clap because they're going to call me kleptomaniac again.
Kleptomania.
Clap, 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 clap. I can't help myself.
I think this word is your creation, right?
Kleptomaniac with A, right? That's my creation.
Yeah, your creation.
Okay, Míriam. So now we're going to start conveying credible forecasts to the audience. Okay, that's the skill of this class. Do you know what convey is? Convey, right? Conveying credible forecasts to the audience. Convey is like transmit or communicate. The same, okay?
Convey.
So how about credible?
Credible is something you can trust.
Something you can trust, believable, right?
Yeah.
So, how we're gonna play this out? First thing I want to do with you, Míriam, is I want to go over something that is very common, a use that is very common with the verb get, which is get plus adjective, all right? So get is like a synonym word for become in the situation. Before you were not, and now you are. So you become, or you get that adjective. Let's exemplify to make it easier, okay? Let's use happiness. Situation 1, you were not happy, and now you are happy. So you became happy, or you got happy, which is the same thing. So if you got happy, you say, I got happy when I was promoted last week. Situation 2, you are happy, and you will be even happier. So you will say, you will get happier. You will get happier, right? And you will say, I will get happier when I go on vacation next month. Which means you are happy, but you will get happier when you go on vacation next month, all right?
Okay.
So if you, following the situation 2, old, then you get older, all right? Like we do every year, we get older.
Every day.
Yeah, every day, true, every second, right? How about interesting, Míriam?
More interesting.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
How about good?
Better.
Get better. And bad?
Get worse.
Get worse. Easy peasy, right?
Yeah.
This is important to forecast because we're going to say how things change, right? So things are going to get better, are going to get worse, are going to get more interesting. Workforce is going to get older, you know? So we can use these for predictions. Get to become, okay? So now I want you to imagine something, okay, Míriam? I want you to imagine you are in the business forecasting conference. And at this conference, there were 6 main lectures. And the main topics of the lectures, the main message of the lectures were these messages here. Okay? But, Míriam, as you are a commercial professional, you simply can't talk to people without networking. You can't help yourself, you know? Everyone is a potential client for you, you know? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna network with me like I was a person. For each situation, I'm gonna be a different person, right? And always keeping in mind that you're like introducing the conversation before you actually introduce your company to the person. So in the beginning, you're gonna start giving your opinions and your own forecasting about the topics of the lectures, okay? Because the person is more prone to trust your service if you are a person that actually have a accurate view of the future, right? Because it means your business is aligned with the current trends, right? With the latest trends. So the person is going to be like, this woman knows what she's talking about. She knows about the future. So probably her business, you know, follows the latest trends, right? It's a good service. It's like a common association, right? In the sequence from 1 to 6, okay? You're gonna tell if you agree or disagree with the predictions and why you agree or disagree, and what is a possible way to solve these issues that are being addressed in the lectures, right? What did you think about the first lecture about the climate change impact on, you know, poor people, you know, impacting poor people more than actually impacting the developed world?
I totally agree, because poor people probably they will suffering more because they don't have any resources or conditions to live, so they suffer more. I believe it.
How could this be fixed, in your opinion, here?
Maybe the government, they could start trying to change the mind of the population, you know? But I think governments could try do something about it and distribute the resources better and try to get the situations better, the situations of the poor people better.
Okay, interesting point of view, Míriam. Let's go to number 2. And now you're going to start the conversation, not me, you know?
What do you think about this topic of natural resources?
It comes down to these 2 kinds of people, you know? People who care about the next generations and people who don't care. It's pretty much this. Because why do I think so? Psychologically speaking, everybody agrees that it's gonna end, you know? And when people think, it's not gonna end on my watch, you know? So I don't care. Or some people think, it's not gonna end on my watch, but I care, right? But I care about my kids and the kids of my kids and, you know, the next generation, right? So because it's difficult to think beyond our own point of views, right? And so if I'm gonna have water in my lifetime, I don't care what's gonna happen, you know, after it, you know. So I believe that many people don't address this issue, address this point of view, but that's the ugly truth, you know. Some people don't care about what's gonna happen after they are gone from this planet, right? And this is where the problem resides, in my opinion.
Yeah, mankind is naturally selfish, I think. But some kind of people, they can change their minds and try to turn it better, to become better for the next generation.
For sure. And we must set an example, even though we have bad people surrounding us sometimes, right? All right. So let's move on. Let's continue. Language at work, future predictions.
Okay.
Discuss what trends you think there will be in the workplace in the future. Then read the text and compare your answers, right? So about business pressure, which means the competition between businesses from the same field, right? How do you forecast it will be in the future?
Well, business pressure will get worse. I think people will be more competitive in the future because the position in the business world will become more aggressive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be more competitive.
All right. How about the age of employees? What do you forecast?
Oh, maybe the government won't have money to pay the retirement. So they will have to work.
Work forever. Work till you die.
Work a little more.
Work a little more, die.
Yeah, work, die. So, okay.
How about work-life balance? What's your forecast?
Oh, with the knowledge we have nowadays, I think it could be better. The trend is that they care more about his work life and his personal life, their families, their kids, their health.
All right. How about technological changes?
Better.
Do you think people are going to work in like physical companies, like real places, or they're gonna be, working from home?
Working from home, I think the companies have less costs because they don't need to pay the rent, the big structures, the buildings, or energy, or telephones, internet. Okay. So I think they will prefer keep their employees at home.
All right. Well, let's read the text now and check if your predictions match the forecasting of the text. All right. So can you read the title, Míriam?
Adapting to future trends in the workplace.
Can you read here?
Companies who adapt to changing trends in the workplace are more likely to survive than those who resist change. So, what trends should companies be looking at and how can they adapt?
All right, now we will take turns. I will read the first one, you read the second one, I read the third one, you read the fourth one. Okay. Business pressures. Competition between businesses will be much stronger in the future, and winners will be the first to get their products onto the market. Managers may need to restructure their companies. Similar to what you said, right?
Yeah.
Age of employees with you, Míriam.
In the future, employees might not retire before the age of 75 because of a possible pension crisis. Employers will have to adapt the workplace to meet the needs of an older workforce.
Oh yeah, we were right again. Work-life balance. Male and female employees will want to spend more time with their families. This will affect working hours, and managers will have to be more flexible in order to keep their staff. Yes, people will want to spend more quality time in the future, right?
Technological changes. Advances in technology will mean that employees won't need their own desk anymore. In the future, employers will redesign work areas to have more space for meetings and also for leisure activities.
Yeah, similar to what we forecasted as well, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Finally, number 3. Complete the explanations in the language point about making future predictions, forecasting. Then match the sentences in 2 to explanations 1 to 4, all right? So let's start giving you the chance of doing it, and then we go to an explanation, right? Can you read number 1? Trying to place, you have 3 possibilities. You know the possibilities you have? Will,
may, or might.
yes, or will not, won't, yeah. May not,
okay.
might not. So number 1.
We use will plus infinitive when we are sure something will happen. Will.
Okay, that's right. Well, it makes sense. Will, right? Will happen. Spoilers. For example, we will study a lot of English. Yeah, this year and the next one, right? How about number 2, Míriam?
Number 2. We use may or might plus infinitive when we think that perhaps something will happen.
Yeah, for instance, we may study Spanish again, right, Míriam? Next year.
We might.
We might. Yeah. We don't know. We have the intention, but we never know. Probably no. Who knows? Number 3, Míriam.
We use may not or might not plus infinitive when we think that perhaps something will not happen.
So let's be honest. We might not study Spanish.
We may not study Spanish this year.
Number 4, Míriam.
We use won't plus infinitive when we are sure something will not happen.
Yeah, we won't study Russian next year.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure, right? Again, we should study every language, but we won't.
But we won't.
All right.
Let's be honest, right?
Let's be honest. We don't have, time to do everything we want to do, right? Language point here, right? We have modal verbs. That's what we're talking about. Might, may, and will, right? So if you have less certainty, you see the symbol here, and more certainty, right? So less certainty, you use might. Then going to plus, right? Going to the more certainty level, you have may, and then you have will. Might is you are 30% certain of what's going to happen, okay? May, you're, around 70% certain of what's going to happen. And will, well, at least you think, that it's 100% sure it's going to happen, right?
Okay, so, there are levels of certainty.
That's right.
Might, may, will.
That's right. So if you say, I might leave the company next year, so you're saying that there's a possibility, but, it's not like the highest probability is not for this to happen, Whereas when you say may, so I may leave the company next year, there's a strong probability of happening. And if you say I will leave the company next year, so you're, fairly certain this is going to happen.
Nice.
Is it clear for you?
Take some notes. Yes.
Oh, this is if you want to take some notes, okay, but this is actually our notes, okay? You have access to this as well.
Oh, yes.
There's your name here, Míriam Barbosa. This is your document. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. Number 4. Use the information to make predictions about the typical workplace in 2030. So 10 years from now, yeah? Using will, won't, may or may not, might, might not, okay?
Okay.
So Míriam, what is your opinion about this? You can say, you can form the sentence, but choosing one of these models.
Okay. I'd say many jobs may be part-time.
You think maybe, right?
Maybe.
That's Míriam's choice, all right. Second one, Míriam.
Management positions may not be easy to find.
All right.
More people will work from home.
People will work from home, so you're certain. Next.
Okay. Colleagues may see each other less often.
Okay. Next.
Office buildings won't be used in the same way as nowadays, right?
Right. Next one.
Employees may not stay long with the same company.
All right. Next.
Employers will offer better working conditions.
Will. Okay.
Will.
Next.
Companies will provide leisure facilities.
Leisure facilities. Okay. Next.
Many employees may decide to take career breaks.
There you go. Very good, Míriam. Be careful with leisure.
Leisure.
Leisure. All right. Well, Míriam, these are your opinions, okay? These are your opinions.
Yeah.
We're going to check if your opinions match what the audio is saying here. We have an audio.
Okay.
13.2.
In 2030, people will work more flexibly and many jobs will be part-time. Traditional forms of management will disappear. More employees will work together in self-managed teams. Therefore, management positions might not be easy to find. In addition, it is forecast that working arrangements will be more flexible. More people will work from home, so colleagues may see each other less often. Companies will still have office buildings, but they will be smaller and won't be used in the same way as today. In 2030, there will be a shortage of highly qualified workers in certain sectors. Employees may not want to stay long with the same company, so employers will need to offer much better working conditions. Companies might provide leisure facilities for employees, like a gym and a bar area for social events. Many employees may decide to take career breaks. However, in the future, they will be allowed to rejoin the company with the same job and on the same salary as before. In general, companies will have to fight more to keep their staff, so employees will be in a much better position.
All right. So, are the speaker's predictions the same as yours, Míriam?
Not exactly.
Not exactly, but many of them, right?
Yeah, many of them.
You agree? I think you agree overall, but the level of certainty changes a little bit sometimes, right? For example, you said that many of the jobs may be part-time. She was more certain. She said it will be, right?
Will be.
And here, there's a little difference in certainty. Now it's the opposite. You said that companies will provide. She said that they may provide or might provide, right? So,
yeah.
But the rest is pretty much the same opinion, right?
That's it.
And now, Míriam, it's time.
To what?
Now you will forecast, okay? Now things got serious. You will forecast your own performance for next year, okay? For next year. I remember in the performance class, I asked what is the main performance metric, for your job, and you said number of new students. Do you abide by it?
Yes.
And that's why I asked you to produce that graph of new students, your projections, your forecast for next year. So now we're going to bring together the classes, right? So you will present a graph on your performance, but it's a forecast graph, right? Because you're predicting, right? So we're bringing together everything we learned on the last two lessons, and now with this one, forecasting, right?
Forecasting.
Right, but before we get to it, before we get to your graph, to your chart, as you like to say, right? I'm going to give you some insights on how you can actually present. Okay, you need to try to use the modal verbs we just studied. Okay, might, may, and will, depending on the level of certainty you are about the facts you're talking. Okay, try to use the three of them, right? And also negative, may not, will not, right?
Won't.
Right. And these expressions here that I'm going to bring to you. Okay, I'm going to keep those on screen so you can use. Again, less certainty, more certainty. Okay, so I think that you're not so sure, right? It's my understanding that you're a little more sure. I'm positive that. It's like, oh, you're becoming more and more sure, right? We can all agree that. So, now it's the certainty about a fact, yeah? And it's common knowledge that. So that's pretty obvious, okay? So you can use these expressions and sentences to actually introduce your ideas and join them, with modal verbs, right? Especially if you can join less certainty expressions with might, for instance, right? And you can join more certainty expressions with will, for instance, okay? So you can keep, how can I say, coherence in your sentences, right? Míriam, just to, try to internalize this. Can you read this first one?
I think that.
Okay. Second one.
It's my understanding that. I'm positive that. We can all agree that. It's common knowledge that.
It's common knowledge.
Knowledge.
That's right.
It's common knowledge that.
Okay, very good. So let's get to the graph. Your graph, okay? Because now you're going to forecast your performance for next year, 2021. There you are. That's your pie graph, right? Your chart.
There we go.
Well, let me see something. Let me see if I can help you, Míriam, with maybe splitting the screen like this. Let's see if it's going to work well.
Yeah. So I have to do a presentation of this graph, okay?
Forecast presentation, all right? Because it's a presentation of a graph, and you're also forecasting, and it's about performance. So that's why I told you, like, everything together.
Oh my God!
How is yours, Míriam? So now you're actually presenting this graph. You're doing this forecast to your company, okay? To your staff, to your team, to your boss, everybody, okay?
Let's do it. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, let's take a look on this graph that I brought to you today to talk about our performance in next year. Well, I've made this chart based on 2020 results, which made it very clear what we were able to do or not in different situations, okay? So we're going to start with the first 2 months of the year 2021 that, as you can see, we are planning to get 79 new students. Yes, I know that in this period, people in Brazil aren't too willing to start studying because of the vacations, sometimes not even to start working. Yeah. Anyways, but nowadays we sell for the entire world. And there are many places where January is a normal month and more than this, a month of begin. So I'm positive that this plan is become true. Well, if you look to 2020, you can see that this number isn't too different, right, from 2020. It's because we had a company starting studying with us, and it brought a lot of students at the same time in 2020. I know there is this possibility also in 2021, but if it happens, it will be a great surprise, and this number will increase exponentially.
Okay, so you're doing like a qualitative, right? Mixtured with quantitative prediction.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
So we have March and April. Okay, this period of 2 months might be our brighter moment. I think I'm gonna change this word. Maybe our brighter moment.
Maybe, okay.
March. Especially March, when our Brazilians come back to life. So I personally expect a very good performance. It may become true since this lack of time is opportune to start new projects. So now May and June. So we have these 2 months, and the forecast is 57 new students. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That might not be a very good time to enroll. So I was a little more prudential here, which brings us a very similar number in comparison to 2020. But even so, a good number. Let's see, July and August with 93 new students. Well, it's a fresh start. It's common knowledge that this period is a great opportunity for schools, all schools, and we will take advantage of this. So let's see, September and October, 2 months that may be not so productive if we talk about enrollments. Fortunately, we have good marketing that helps us to achieve our sometimes great goals. So counting on this, we plan to take more 82 students.
82 students, all right.
82 students. Can you agree with me?
Considering this year, right? Probably it will happen as well.
Yeah, probably it will. Now, to finish the year, so November and December. Since Black'n'White is a company that doesn't stop at the end of the year, so and it will always time to start studying with us. People can start every moment of the year. It doesn't matter for us. So we are planning to achieve more 38 new students in this period because it's a propitious time to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it means 470 new students since 2021.
Ooh, almost 500, right? Almost 500.
Yeah, almost 500. I know. I am being audacious, but I think it's a good number. Okay, it's a lot of work, of course. It's a lot of work, but also a lot of people bilingual, getting bigger salaries, taking a better quality of life. It will be our mission.
Very good, Míriam. Very good. Very nice. I won't say clap, clap, clap this time. I'm just saying thumbs up. Thumbs up. Both thumbs. Thumbs up. Okay. Very good. You know.
Yeah.
Now, wrapping up. Okay. Unit 13. Skills. Convey credible forecasts. Check. Stating your opinion. Oh, check.
A lot.
Yeah. Expressing different levels of certainty. Woo, double check. I did really well here. Okay. So now I ask you, do you know what teleworking is?
Teleworking? Maybe it's working by telephoning.
Well, maybe. You will learn more about it next class. So that's it. See you on the next class. Enjoy your weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.